Boy, this episode was one for the books. Wouldn't you guys agree? I don't even know where to start because from the beginning to the end, it was good, okay? So welcome to Leah D TV, where we kiki about reality TV. If you love TV and want to joke and laugh about all the drama you see, hit that subscribe button, baby, and get comfy. So tonight, we will be reviewing Ready to Love, episode Don't Nobody Know, but this was the episode I've been waiting for, period. So we see Camille and Cornelius. We left off with them in a limbo about who was going home this week. So Camille is crying and all that and whatnot. And she basically lets him know that he's not ready to love, as I suspected. Okay, go back to last week's episode after this and you will hear that. Zadia lets Naim know that he's safe. Okay, Naim. All right now. I also expected Camille to self-eliminate, and that's just what she do. Y'all know I was smiling from ear to ear when she said, "Oh, I can't do this no more. I'm just gonna go." Yeah, go. See you later. Child, took long enough. I'm so happy. All right. At this point, I'm happy. So I just want to say that we will see y'all at the reunion. You was at the table, kikiing, thought it was cute. Oh, we'll see you at the reunion. No, we'll see you at the reunion. How about that? And when we see you, they won't be together. Period. He don't even like her like that. Moving on. Cornelius, he just wants to be dominated by Camille, and I don't know what type of domination that might be, but I'm sure y'all got the picture in y'all head. So then we see Phil. He's jonesing with Shallow, and she wants to play a little question card game with him, to get to know him more. And Shallow wants, more grand gestures from him. I guess she wants him to put in more of an effort. And Phil is giving very much player to me. I didn't get much from him throughout the card game. He didn't really share much. He did share that he hasn't chosen her yet, which shocked me because I thought she was his number one, but I guess not. Okay, that's really weird. He's been feeling her since the beginning. Aisha and Dante are chatting about that bootylicious massage, recapping how Zadia acted a damn fool the other day and almost got beat up. Dante asks what's next for them, because he's very interested in her. And he even carried her in. I was like, ooh, okay then, Dante. He's very big on physical touch, huh? So then we see Frank. He's jonesing with Moomin, him in his mouth. And he's giving I Have a Dream history lessons and knock-knock jokes. Because y'all know that's what Frank do. He gave Moomin a golf ball and wrote her name on it, talking about I saved this from the first date. No, you didn't. I doubt that. I think he just bought a ball, probably remembered what color balls, or went back to the place, got a ball, child, and put her name on it. Child, bye. You thought that was hitting. It really didn't hit the way you thought it was. Moomin tells Frank that she's ready to park it right here with Frank. Girl, ew. He tells her that him and his mouth still got options, and they awkwardly stare at each other. And I was just like, what is happening with this? They're not a match. Moomin, come on now. No. Like, it's just what's left for you. It's like second best at this point. Not to say that Frank ain't hitting on nothing. I mean, I don't see it, but I see how the women could possibly see it. But I don't see it for me. But it's just like second choice, because Walter wasn't giving her no energy. So then we move on to the meat and the potatoes of the episode. Zadia and Dante meet up. Dante asks Zadia how she's feeling, and she gives this little coy smirk and says, I was abandoned by you. I was abandoned all weekend. Girl, abandoned? Are we really taking it that far? Dante says he's going to connect with other people. And she's like, that's fine. And that's fine. But ain't no buts. Okay. Zadia said she's walking and lost. Whatever the hell that means. She's mad because Aisha told the group that Dante was rubbing on her cheeks, and Dante said Zadia made her choice, and he feels like her choice was Naim. He's not gonna keep knocking at the door and she not answering. And she says, that's BS, and you could have told me this, and have fun with Aisha and her long talks about nothing. Girl, that's the best you could do. You sound real haterish to me, okay, as you walk off. That's the best you could say? Her long talks? Because you can't say she don't look the part, babe. Dante eats his meal. Looked like he was eating grits and shrimps, honey. I don't know what he was eating. And the hater, Zadia, comes back. And he's looking at her like, did you forget something? What are you coming back here for? So Zadia said, he tried to play her. Oh my God, are you serious? And she goes to putting her fingers in his face, the point. She tells him that he was never her second choice. But my thing is, she never talked about Dante to us. I always thought Naim was her first choice. But the way she acted tonight, maybe, Dante was her first choice. Because, baby, I don't even think he was. I think she just don't like rejection. Because I really think Naim was her first choice. We never heard her really gush or ooze over Dante. So after pointing Dante's nose almost off of his face, she walks out and she's like, he's not ready to love. Oh, now he's not ready to love, babe? Because he's not ready to love you? Ciao, bye. You're dumped. Move along. Zadia is very much so childish. I was just hoping that didn't disturb Dante's meal. Enjoy your meal, sir. You have chosen a queen. And another thing, Dante, he used to a woman's fury. He got 3 baby mamas, baby. He used to that. That's probably not the first finger that done bit on his nose. So Sabrina and Walter, they're having dinner, and at their big old age, they're still saying what she said jokes. Child, grow up. She tells him why she decided to be a dancer, and Walter says, he's trying not to judge. You should, because you done picked her now. Walter hasn't been hitting her up as much as Sabrina would have liked, though. So Sabrina's starting to feel like maybe he chose her as a default. Ain't no maybe, honey. You were. Sabrina's gut is telling her, don't rush into whatever this is with Walter. And I feel like she should listen to her gut, because I don't see it for them. Aesthetically they look nice, but it's not giving love. It don't look like it would ever give love with them. So then we see Sydney and Phil. They going out, and Sydney asks, what's up? What's up with you and Shiloh? And he asks, what's up with you and Frank? So Phil didn't really say that he liked Shiloh, but Sydney did say, I like Frank. Y'all know how Sydney talk. I feel like Phil needs to be more vulnerable. He doesn't give much. Like how he was talking to Shiloh. He didn't give her anything. And it's a card game. Like, she wanted to play it to get to know more about him. So, but he did open up with Sydney, which surprised me. And they even kissed, and he made out with her hand. I was like, oh, okay, then y'all need to slow down or get a room, because I'm not trying to see it. He was very sensual with her, and I don't know if it was just like a sex thing or what, but he was really up on her. He's still giving me player. He's not letting his guards down. The most he said was his mom wanted to see him have kids. Okay. A lot of mothers want us to have children. Sometimes they don't get to see that, but she's still looking down on you. She's still with you. So what do you want, honey? He's giving very much player, and I like Phil, but I don't know, something is off. By this time, he should have more of a connection with the women, and he doesn't. So the men meet back up, and Tommy's being Tommy, talking about, this is grown folks' business. This is grown folks' lounge. Ciao, bye, Tommy. So the guys get to talking, and Frank says that Aisha was basically attacked by the Mean Girl squad. And Naim is trying to defend Zadia, like, oh, Aisha was naming names. Really, not really, okay? Your girl was tripping and called her a hater. And she almost got mollywopped. So be happy she's still around. Tommy goes to ask the guys, who they feeling this week. And Walter is feeling Sabrina, of course. Who else does he have to feel at this point? Dante is feeling Aisha. Naim is still talking about Zadia, child. Frank likes Moomin and Sydney. Phil likes Shallow and Sydney. Dante tells the group that Zadia basically got aggressive with him and his nose took a beating, child, with the tip of her finger. So Tommy asks Naim, what does that mean to you? I mean, she's showing some aggression to the women and the men at this point. And Naim's like, oh, that means nothing to me, She's never shown that to me. Sir, are you serious right now? She's not giving nice. She's giving very much mean in every aspect. Like, I don't even know what he sees in her. So the guys are basically saying the same thing as me. They're like, are you serious, dude? Like, what? What's going on with you? Naim says that Sydney's voice is annoying. Okay. Zadia's mean girl spirit is annoying to me. I could deal with a voice over a spirit any day, child. Moomin's name keeps coming up as far as who should go home. We keep hearing Moomin. And Frank don't like that because he like Moomin. So Moomin's pretty self meets up with Walter and Walter asks what's good. Moomin is not here for the theatrics, okay? She like, what the hell you mean? Period. So anyway, Phil meets up with Zadia. So we got Zadia and Moomin in the bottom. Phil brings up the date with Dante to Zadia, and Walter says that he read Moomin getting up at the resort as something. Whatever the hell that means. It don't mean nothing, but she was done talking to your bald-headed self. She ain't got to sit there and deal with that. And maybe that's immaturity, but whatever. I'm young too, so I don't care. Moomin said he didn't check on her all week because he had made his choice. He wanted to deal with Sabrina. Phil says that he can't co-sign the pointing of the finger on Dante's nose. And Zadia was like, well, I don't expect anybody to co-sign it. Ugh. Her personality is ugh. So Walter tells Moomin that she's safe. I was surprised because when they picked Walter to talk to her, I was like, oh, she going home, child. But she's safe, surprisingly. Thank goodness for Frank and his mouth, huh? So at this point, I'm hoping and praying Zadia go home too. So we find out that Zadia basically says, I'm not ready to love. She tells Phil what the guys have determined. And she was ultimately right. Yeah, go home. Good, child. So I just feel like this was a good ass episode. Gave me everything I needed, all up in one. And then, shocker alert, we see Naim meeting with Tommy. So Naim is on the fence on whether he should stay or not because at this point his girl Zadia has went home and he wants to talk to Tommy about what he thinks. So Tommy basically tells Naim, Dante seems to be her first choice because she got so upset at the fact that he did not choose her. Why would she get this upset if Naim was her first choice from the get-go? I'm glad he did break that down to him. That was the first time Tommy really made sense to me and wasn't annoying as a heck. But, that was very necessary to be said. So I think that Moomin and Naim would have been a good match. I don't know why they didn't hit it off. I mean, their personalities seem similar to me. Moomin and Naim just makes more sense than Naim and Zadia or Moomin and Frank. I don't know. So, ultimately, Naim says that he wants to self-eliminate. It's a sad day. I like Naim. And he looked good. Did y'all see him in that two-piece? It's giving. At least he exited looking nice, child. Dressed clean and I guess, child. But he shouldn't have exited. Well, it's kind of late in the game. I just hate he put all his eggs in one batch. And that batch was Zadia. Like, really? Ugh, child. Do better. That brings us to the end of the episode. Next week, the women are going to introduce the men to their families. Let's see how that goes. And I'm guessing next week, a man will be eliminated. Good, because I'm ready for this to end. Oh, but it won't be next week. It'll be on New Year's Eve. So, y'all stay tuned. Feel free to comment what you thought of tonight's episode. Comment. I want to hear what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe before you head out. And please give me a like before you head out as well. Until my next review, I will see you then. Ta-ta.